And right now we're joined by Billy Cox of the Herald-Tribune, who has covered the Wallenda family extensively over the years. Billy, this accident seems to have hit Nick Wallenda very hard.
Well, sure. We've thought of Nick as bulletproof for such a long time now because his efforts are flawless. We also need to keep in mind, though, that the big extravaganzas that he's been doing for a good 15 years are solo efforts. The pyramid obviously is a team effort, and you're only as good or as strong as your weakest link.
Now, back in 2013, I remember attending the circus, and Nick did a similar act where he had several people on the high wire, and he's done this before in other circuses, but nothing has ever happened like this, has it?
No.
That he's ever seen?
No, well, he's never been a part of a major or even halfway serious accident. That's what's so disconcerting here, because if you heard the testimony today, he says he still doesn't know what happened. He says he thought maybe somebody had a temporary blackout, somebody on the front. Right, he did say it was hot. Now, they had been practicing on his quarters, maybe about 12 feet high. I think that's what he was saying, maybe up to 16 times a day. Right. So they had the routine down, but it's not the same as being inside a big tent, and perhaps heat was a factor. I don't know if there was video. He said he hoped kind of there wasn't a video, but if there was, I'm sure they could learn something from it.
So how does this performance tonight, I mean, as a performer, you've traveled with him when he was, out west doing his big Grand Canyon walk, and just emotionally, how do you get up for this after what happened?
Well, I have no idea. The Wallendas and so many aerialists in circus are a completely different breed. It is definitely hard for somebody like me or you or maybe 99.99% of the population to understand what gets these guys up there. But he uses the analogy of NASCAR. You're going to get a lot of speed behind you. You're probably going to have some wrecks, but you get back and you do it again.
Talk about the rigging procedure and everything, and these crews, they work so hard, and you know a lot about how they do that.
Well, there apparently were no rigging issues that I'm aware of.
For
because
this incident.
That's one of the things that Nick is fastidious about, the rigging. A lot of times he has his father do it.
Right.
So if it's not done correctly, he will not get up there to do it. He is a perfectionist to the T.
And we know his father's in his ear oftentimes, and even in these rehearsals, you'd think that someone would be guiding them, even for a shorter length like this inside a big top.
Absolutely. So something went wrong. Something obviously went wrong that was not anticipated, and I hope that they can get to the bottom of this, because Nick is the type of guy who's so careful. He considers every angle, but you have a human factor here, something that he cannot control. You can control the rigging, the engineering, to a certain degree, the atmosphere. You know what you're getting into, but you can't control another person, and that's why this is so stunning that the X factor finally collapsed on him.
7 people, you have that trust, but anything can happen. Billy, thank you so much for joining us and providing that valuable insight.
Sure.